Hey guys, so I wanted to create a new FX creature. So I created some generic silicone pieces and just made it up as I went. And this is the end product. If you want to see this aquatic alien come to life, you know what to do. Starting off with applying a plastic bald cap, gluing it down with Telesis 8F silicone adhesive. Doing a quick pass of acetone on the edges to blend into the skin. Also gluing down my eyebrows since I'll be applying prosthetics over them. Go ahead and pre-glue the area using Telesis, then powdering it with Skin Illustrator Zerocolor powder. Once the piece is in position, I reactivate the glue using the thinner and a small amount of adhesive, working from the middle out. Once all the edges are down, I remove the flashing using acetone. Besides the set I created to go around the eyes, I sculpted 3 generic pieces to be used wherever I wanted, just playing around and found where I thought it might look interesting. After I'm happy with the amount of pieces, I go ahead and seal the edges with Prosthetic, then powder it down with Zerocolor powder. With Ben Nye and Porcelain and an aqua sponge, I go ahead and put down a base over everything. Since I want heavier coverage, I seal the initial layers with green marble sealer and start applying more layers of the Ben Nye color. Taking a torn makeup sponge and yellow corpse from the Skin Illustrator Necromania palette, I start to color in the areas around the scale textures. Follow that with a spatter of the same color. Next, grab Skin Illustrator Pastel Yellow out of the American Horror Story palette, going over the same areas we just did with the yellow corpse shade. Now with Skin Illustrator color Powdered Milk, I do a quick spatter for texture. Using Mint Julep out of the Skin Illustrator Mardi Gras palette, I stipple over the scale area and feather out. Also spattering in these areas to create a soft color transition. With an airbrush and Skin Illustrator Blue Bayou liquid, spray noodling or modeling textures in the low points and around the scales. After that, do the same technique in those areas with Skin Illustrator Mint Julep airbrush liquid. Taking Coven out of the American Horror Story palette, start defining the deepest parts of the scales. I followed this step airbrushing a Frankenstein green shade I made a while back. It's kind of a cross of Mint Julep and Lime Daiquiri. Going over the scales with a quick spatter of Mint Julep, pass over the areas with a torn makeup sponge. Using Blue Bayou out of the Mardi Gras palette, I further the color breakup. Now to brighten some areas, I stipple Skin Illustrator Powdered Milk over the scales and yellow areas. Even go in and do a quick spatter of this color. Then spattering Coven, I punch up the pink and add some more interest. Using the Fuchsia with Pearl out of the NYX Professional Makeup Avant Pop Art Throb palette, I deepen between the scales. I do apply it wet to increase pigment. Going back with the Ben Nye and Porcelain, lightly raking over the scales to pop some highlights, then grabbing a sea sponge in a stippling motion to brighten up all over. Do a spatter of yellow corpse in the yellow regions. and spattering mint julep in the blue regions. Also sealing everything with green marble sealer. Lightly rake over the scales with Illustrator mint julep. Then start applying Illustrator powdered milk on the edges of the scales, doing this in a wiggling motion so I don't create straight lines along the scales. Since this character was looking aquatic, I figure I'd just go with it. Grabbed the white Skin Illustrator airbrush liquid and created overlapping noodle patterns in the smooth areas. As I apply the patterns, I'm constantly changing the distance of the airbrush. This is to create different paint opacities. Then I go ahead and seal everything. Grab the yellow corpse color and amped up the yellow regions, and creating breakup over the white. Pop in some black scaleras and start to color in around my eyes with powdered milk. Using a small piece of makeup sponge for some more breakup. Then added some yellow corpse in the outer areas of my eyes and go through and do any touch-ups. Using NYX lip liner in pink Cantaloupe, I color in the lower lash line and blend it out. Colored in my upper lash line and lashes with Wolfe Hydrocolor in white. Also went in and highlighted my Cupid's bow. Follow that with coloring in my lower lip with Skin Illustrator Yellow Corpse. Grab the sponge and stipple where I need a little more texture. I applied Stilla eyeliner and pearl to my upper waterline. Next, with the NYX Love You So Mochi Electric Pastels palette, I grab the white shade and highlight the inner corners of my eyes and my cheekbones. And took the teal shade out of the same palette and applied it to my lower lip and outer eye area. Once I finished this look, I wasn't quite sure if I wanted to commit to glitter, so I did shoot two versions. For the sparkling skin, I did a layer of green marble sealer to help everything stick and sprinkled NYX Professional Makeup glitter in Lumi-Lite all over. Also, for a few shots, I used Mouthfx in Violent Violet. Hope you enjoyed this transformation, and of course, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.